Hey y'all, this is my review for the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion, part 4. Y'all, we are finally at the end of this long road. This long ass unnecessary road. I feel like Bravo, they gave us the long route. But anyway, this is the episode where Nicki is the host. She's in charge. No Andy Cohen. I love that. And I'm expecting an hour of mess. Like last week, I was kind of looking forward to it. I'm like curious to see what Nicki brings as a host. So let's find out. So we open up the episode where she left off and she was grilling Ashley about not having a storyline. I love that Ashley quickly reminded her, well, Nicki, I've been on this show for 6 years. Now, let's not forget, because I started Real Housewives of Potomac from season 1. Ashley's drama with Michael has carried like maybe 2 seasons, and Ashley's mess, like Ashley was known for her mess. Like I would say she's one of the messiest housewives of all time. She's calmed down now since she's a mom, but I will not forget Ashley's impact on this show. So yeah, like she deserves her flowers for her mess. Nicki feels that Ashley played the same role the Green Eye Bandits did in the whole Wendy thing. She said Wendy should be just as mad at Ashley for the mess. I personally think Ashley was a pawn. I mean, she didn't mind it, and then it was mess. She didn't mind doing Gizelle's dirty work, but I'm with Wendy. Like, go for Gizelle. She was the main one talking about it. Nicki is just dismissing Ashley. She didn't have no storyline, Wendy. Did Ashley have a storyline, in my opinion? It was pretty light. I mean, she really didn't have a storyline outside of her family. So, Nicki has a point. Ugh, I hate agreeing with Nicki Minaj, but she kind of has a point. Like, Ashley really didn't have that much to do this season. Nicki tells Ashley that it looks like the only reason she came down there is to just spread the mess to Wendy and leave. And now we have Candiace defending Ashley, who got into it with her in that moment for doing that. So I don't understand why she's defending Ashley right now. It's very confusing, and Nicki don't like no talk back. She really don't. And I've heard stories from people that work for Nicki, especially she don't like talk back from her help. Anyway, Candiace is saying, well, she just had a baby, but she still got to work. She still got to show up to work. Yeah, and Nicki is sensing too much pushback from Candy. She's like, whoa, Candy girl. The way she called Candiace Candy girl throughout the whole part of this reunion sent me. She was like, let me talk to Ashley about this. So we have Robyn coming to Ashley's defense saying, oh, Ashley didn't know that would happen. Nicki is like, Robyn. You didn't think that would happen, girl? Like, Nicki is just so, what's the word I want to say? She's so unpolished as she's addressing these ladies. But yeah, they are maintaining that they didn't realize that Wendy would go off like that when she was approached with this information given to her by Ashley. Nicki is tired of it, y'all. She just wants to move on. So Nicki's next victim is Robyn, and she tells Robyn that she sees more sexual chemistry between her and Juan because, they almost are like roommates or brother and sister. So Nicki, again, she has a point, and she's wondering, have they had more sex? Nicki says she notices that Juan is happier this season. Was he? I don't know about that. And then she asks, is it because, you're on TV now, you're making the money and that relieves some stress off of him? Or is it because you're looking good every week and he worried about somebody snatching you up? Robyn kind of sort of agrees, and she's saying that Juan kind of finds it more sexy that she's now the more well-known person than he is. We're dynamic, but Robyn is a beautiful woman. It's just I think she needs a stylist and a makeup artist to really bring her to her true potential. How about that? That's the best way I can say it. Nicki then points out Robyn's extreme loyalty to Gizelle. Like, for example, she's saying that one time you told Gizelle, are we mad at Ashley right now? As to imply that if Gizelle is mad at Ashley, then she'll be mad at Ashley. Like, she can't think for herself. And it did come off that way. I'm gonna just answer this question for Robyn already before I even hear it. She definitely follows Gizelle, especially this season and the season prior. Yeah, Robyn's answer for this is bullshit. Then Robyn blames it on being drunk. Okay. Now, Wendy is coming for Robyn right now by saying that, well, you actually used that we again when you were at your Reasonably Shady event in regards to my event saying, are we going? Then Gizelle jumps in and says, well, it was a rude invite. And then Wendy matches her and says, oh, like your invite to the Reasonably Shady event? And now they're comparing apples and oranges now. Like they're comparing shady invites. Side note, poor Scholar. I see her in all these flashbacks and they ejected sis from the reunion on the second part. Again, justice for a Scholar. Lord, so Nicki's next question is how a lot of her fans have been asking her, are Gizelle and Robyn secret lovers? I mean, oh, I can only imagine what Alex is saying about this. I mean, I know that Robyn is all up Giselle's bush, as well as her guard dog, ruff, ruff, leave her alone. But I just think they're just really good friends. I don't think, they scissoring or, bumping coochies. I thought this was one of Nicki's juvenile questions. Oh, and followed by the $50 billion questions. Would you sleep with Robyn for $50 billion? I mean, of course I'm expecting her to say, hell yeah. And then Gizelle takes it a step further and says, yeah, me, Ashley, and Robyn, we'll have a good threesome in this thing. And then Candiace inserts herself in the conversation. I feel like I'm watching two different Candiaces because part 1, she was like, fuck these bitches. And then part 4, it's like a whole 180. But you know what? Like, this reunion did span, like, I want to say 11 to 12 hours. So maybe she was just beat down and tired. Like, okay, y'all, I mean, kumbaya. Like, can we get out of here? Maybe she was just itching to leave at this point and just had nice things to say. Here we go with Nicki pretending to be attracted to women. So it's also mentioned by Nicki that during Wendy's trip when the Green-Eyed Bandits went to go stay at a hotel, there was some question whether they were sleeping in the same bed. I don't believe they had their own room. They're cheap. I can see them being cheap and they got one big king bed, but according to Gizelle, they had separate beds. But who cares? Who cares really? And Nicki asked them, have they ever shared a hotel room before? They said, yeah, I mean, I'm over 30 years old. I shared a hotel room with my best friend. I mean, we had 2 separate beds because, I'm a tall motherfucker and I need my space. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I see what she's implying. While we are still on Robyn. So now the question to her is, do you think Michael is attracted to Juan? Clearly. And she says yes. I'm glad she didn't lie or sugarcoat it. So now they're getting deeper into that topic and saying, well, in a sexual way. And then Ashley's trying to clean up and says, well, like a friendship attraction. And Nicki was like, no, ain't no such thing. Of course I mean sexually attracted to Juan. I don't like where this conversation is going. So Nicki tells Robyn, I'm just surprised that you're cool about it. I'm guessing she wants her to have a problem with Michael saying that about her husband. And then she's comparing it to like, a woman being friends with a man and knowing that woman is attracted to your husband. It's weird. And Nicki's asking, you don't think at any time it's gonna be flirtatious? Like, what? I can't believe I feel like I'm defending Michael right now, but there's a lot of homophobic undertones in what she's saying. Like, she wants Robyn to have a problem with it, but the thing is, like, say if it was just 2 men, and my homeboy is straight, and I think my homeboy is attractive, that's basically her saying that she would have a problem with her boyfriend being friends with me, just because I'm gay and attracted to him. As if like I'm gonna take her man or something like that. But on the flip side of it, they were just talking about Robyn and Gizelle being lesbians, and that's fun, that's okay. Their husbands don't have nothing to worry about. But when it's a man, when it's 2 men, it's different. Y'all see the double standard I'm pointing out here? Like, I didn't really like where this was going, and I was just hoping they would like dead the topic. It's very cringe. And then she's bringing up most straight men, black men. Like if a guy told him that, it might be a problem, might be a fist fight or something. And once she said that, I was like, okay, let's move on. They giving this topic too much. And then Nicki asks Robyn, does Juan have any other gay friends? The face Ashley made, she was like, but Michael isn't gay. And Nicki's like, oh, I didn't mean it like that. Yes, you did, girl. Yes, you did. But then Robyn says, no, Juan doesn't have any gay friends. Again, Wrong road. Wrong road. Let's just move on. I wonder what Andy thought about that line of questioning. Thank you, Karen. Can we just move along? Nicki picks up on that. Excuse me, Grand Dame. I'm the Grand Dame here. Actually, Nicki, you're the clown. You're the head clown of the circus right now. It really speaks to her fan base that they would ask these type of questions. So thank God we moved on, and now Gizelle is in the hot seat. And Nicki is kind of coming for Gizelle's looks. She basically does a side-by-side of Gizelle during like her first few seasons to Gizelle now and saying, do you think your beauty is fading? Everyone is gagged by that question. So then Nicki circles around to what Ray told her and said, maybe you told him that out of hurt because it offended you. And Gizelle agrees. She says she could have worded it better. Candiace then jumps in to defend Gizelle and says, yeah, she's been working on it. Again, Nicki's like, whoa, Candy girl, whoa. So now Nicki calls out Gizelle on how she shames Karen for her age. And Gizelle, stop lying. You do. You do. When she's only 5 years younger than her. I mean, Nicki brings up a good point. I mean, Gizelle can't say like my marriage better than hers, my face prettier than hers, my body better than hers, I'm richer than her. Like, yeah, that's gonna be the next thing, her age. And then Gizelle says, well, for a long time, Nicki, we didn't know her age. So then it's brought up by Robyn, like, Karen did look older than she does now. I think Robyn meant that as a compliment though, but it really did come off shady. We even have the side-by-side and yes, like Karen's face is now refreshed. I mean, I almost think it's inevitable that with more money, like you're gonna have some more upkeep that the average person probably can't get access to. Like the first bag I get is going to my teeth, my skin routine, and my personal trainer. So the next question for Gizelle is, would she have given Jamal a second chance? And she says 100%, no regrets. Wow. What's the name of that movie? Why Do Fools Fall in Love? Yeah, that's what comes to mind. So this was a good follow-up question by Nicki. She asked her, well, y'all were divorced for a while and you could have been given him a second chance. Why did you wait till you were on the show to give him a second chance? So Gizelle says that she feels like her success with the show put them more on an equal playing field. So that's what made her give him a second chance. So now we're getting into Jamal Bryant's finances, and Gizelle is saying that she helped him build him up to where he is, and he has multiple streams of income, and she's listing it off. She said he started off with a church of 40 to 15,000. Well, all right. I guess that's why preachers be driving Bentleys. So after that, they take a little mini break. We're breaking the fourth wall. We see that it's 10 o'clock. I'm sure they've been there since like maybe 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. Sure they're tired of this. It seems so far Nicki got to Ashley, Robyn, and Gizelle. She didn't really give Ashley too much, but yeah, she's been giving it to everybody so far. Like now we have Candiace, Wendy, Mia, and Karen. We're just 20 minutes in, so she has time. So as they're getting ready, we find out that Wendy was looking through Nicki's cards. Now, why would she do that? Would she do that for Andy? That was really whack of her, and it was actually funny that Nicki called her out on social media afterward. I would say this reunion experience has not been kind to Wendy. She's just been doing the most, just doing too much. Just chill out, like you are at first chair. And the irony is, she thinks she's getting to Gizelle, but Gizelle's having a bad reunion as well as Wendy. So moving on, we see that Karen is next on Nicki's list. So Nicki is asking about the hotbox comment. Now, at this point of the reunion, I was like, are we just rehashing things that we already said? Like, I was hoping Nicki would bring some different questions. So far, she's doing okay. Like, I'm giving her like a B- so far, but we already talked about the hotbox comment. Nicki brings up to Karen how closer she's gotten to Ray since season 2. Like, she's getting on his lap and everything, and she's wondering, what are you doing differently? Simply, Karen just says she bossed up. And Nicki's being inappropriate, saying, well, you'd be grabbing Ray's ass. I don't want to hear anything about that. No, we are not talking about teabagging. Fast forward. Karen says she will not be tossing anybody's salad, and then Ashley asks her, well, has it been done to you? And she says, none of your business. Like, gladly. It is none of my fucking business. I do not want to know. Oh, so we moving on to Mia already? They must be editing the hell out of this because Ashley got it light and Karen got it light. Nicki's talking to Mia about her relationship with her mom and just saying like how some of the things her mom said to Mia, like did it hurt her? And Mia agrees and Nicki's like telling her y'all should talk more about that and say like, oh, what you said, mom, hurt me. And you know, Nicki's trying to have her deep moment right now. But it's nice that she's encouraging that her and her mom heal together. So the next question is kind of geared at Mia as well as the other ladies who are married to older gentlemen, like Ashley and Karen. She asked if money wasn't an issue. Well, she actually asked it more juvenile than that. She was like, well, if y'all had $100 million in the bank, would you still be with those men? Ashley says when she first met Michael, maybe not. Because she said she was bartending, and of course that's how they met. But then she said as when she got to know him, then yes, she was very attracted to him. And Nicki was like, what are you attracted to? She does say non-physical things. Like she said, he's dynamic, he's intelligent, he's witty. And then she says, I'm physically attracted to him. Okay, I'm not buying it, but okay. Now, I actually believe Karen, even though Karen can be a good liar sometimes, but she said very convincingly that Ray moved her soul. And I bought it. I bought her answer. Nicki does mention Ray's finances and Karen doesn't disagree with her. She's like, yeah, the finances help, but she was like, I'm not about to be with no broke man. And there you have it. So then the question is extended to Mia, like, you know, would she still be with G? And then Mia says, what makes you think I don't have $100 million in the bank already? Nicki's like, I know you don't. The first time Onika Mirage has like genuinely made me laugh with that comment. She says, hands down, she'll still be with G. And then we can see Gizelle, who's already Mike, saying she's lying. Here we go, Mia lying again. Of course she would have never met G if she had her own money. They kind of backed her into a corner with this one. So now we're moving on. Speaking of Mia's lies, Nicki looks into the camera. America, if you can buy a steak in a strip club, it's not a strip club. She was like, Mia, do you know how crazy you sound? So then Mia cleverly spins her answer and says, you know what? I did a disservice to the women that are entertainers. They are all laughing at her right now. We are now discussing the semantics of what is a strip club right now. Like Nicki is going back and forth with her. I'm sure Nicki has been to plenty of strip clubs. But yes, like she asked Mia, what's her definition of a strip club? And she said where she can get wings. So the next question for me is, does it make you feel better that the other women's men are attracted to you? Candiace hurried up and answers the question for her. And even Gizelle is annoyed. She's like, can she answer? And Nicki tells her, yeah, you need to go in the back, Candy girl, and with the projector. Nicki got her together right quick. Candiace stands. I'm wondering, how y'all feeling about Nicki? It's so crazy that Candiace stands and Nicki stands, they're one and the same to me. At first, I didn't get the projector reference, but then producers reminded me that she did that whole projection thing. At first, I thought she was talking about, you know, getting a projector, like, you know, back in school. So now that Mia is able to answer the question that was directed to her, she says that she's always been a sex symbol. Then she's asked by Nicki, well, what did you mean when you said that Wendy's husband, Eddie, can't even look you in the eye? So Mia responds that Wendy's energy was just giving insecure and how she was talking to Eddie. And I have to agree, like based on the playback when they were playing that game, like she was really all on Eddie's board. Like, you better not do that. You better not do that. Don't look at. So Mia has a point how Wendy was acting. So now Wendy is on the defense. They are going back and forth. She's trying to call Mia out for something. And Mia's like, why are you worried about what me and G doing? Mia's tired of Wendy interjecting. She tells her to shut up for once. Thankfully, they moved on. And now it's Wendy's turn to be in the hot seat. She tells Wendy she's confused by the fact that she went from commentating to candles. She says it looks odd for you. It is a very interesting direction she moved in. So Nicki does point out that Wendy has been different, and then Gizelle's like, thank you, and then Wendy picks up on that, don't say thank you because you were still wrong. Yes, she's right. Gizelle was still wrong for perpetuating that rumor, but they were right saying that she was acting different. But I don't think her acting different had anything to do with her husband allegedly cheating on her. I just think she read what the fans said, and I think she wanted to be on the season longer. And I really liked Wendy this season. She definitely popped. It's better than her first. Oh goodness, I forgot about this one. So now she's asking about how Eddie was following a bunch of booty models. And Eddie is in the building right now. How awkward that has to be. At least Wendy isn't taking offense to it. Like, she is getting a hoot. So Wendy's saying whatever the blogs were saying about his social media activity, it's not true. Ooh, and here come the receipts. Wow. So they show his follow count like before the article, and then after that article, it's significantly decreased by like 200 followers almost. So it looked like there was a little bit of truth to that. So Nicki just asked her straight up, is that why you got your butt done, to keep up with the booty models? Now, I thought that was a real juvenile question, and I probably would have told Nicki, you know, Nicki, I got my butt done the same reason you got your butt done. But the thing is, my butt is better. That's what I would have said and shut her down. Like, Nicki, that is you throwing stones in a glass house, because Nicki's butt work is definitely not like Wendy's. Because Nicki's butt job, it says the Intercontinental in Buckhead, 6th floor. That's what it says. Lord, so Mia makes just a little comment saying you were dropping it from them ones, huh, girl? They were all laughing, and now Wendy's on the attack again, doing all this and all that in front of Karen's face. And Karen's like, I am not cool with this. Karen is so used to being first chair, I know she was heated about that. So after that, we move off of Wendy, and now we are on Candiace with 14 minutes left. Now, a lot of people said Nicki went in. I'm about to look at it again and assess that, because I really do think all the ladies got the heat equally. Candiace wasn't the only one that got it hard, let's just say that. So Nicki starts out with a hard question. She says, Candiace, how does it feel seeing your mom try to destroy your husband for the world to see? Because you didn't check her, and you know she gonna do it again, so how do you feel about that? And here we go with the tears and the tissue already. Like, this is just the first question, girl. But she says that she's very upset with her mom, and it's hard to watch it back. She says it has affected her marriage, but I'm just wondering, why haven't you checked her yet? Candiace says she did check her mom, but Nicki wants specifics. She wants to know, what did you tell your mom? And Candiace doesn't want to say it on national TV, as in respect to her mom. I wish your mom gave that same grace to Chris. Candiace said her mom did it for TV, ha ha ha, and she actually took a break from her mom. But she says like a couple of weeks. Nicki is telling her that she needs to put up boundaries. She's not gonna listen to me, she needs to listen to you. And wow, I agree. So Nicki is asking the other ladies' opinions on this, and you know, Wendy's making sense, Karen's making sense, and Gizelle, they're saying, you know, you gotta check your mom. Even Wendy is saying that her mom will compromise with her because she wants her to stay married. So the next question, we are talking about Candiace's single Drive Back. You made me wanna drive back. Nicki says she likes it, but she wants the opinion of the other ladies. And she says, from a scale of 1 to 10, how successful did you think that song was going to be before the video came out? Of course, Mia says -2, and Candiace is like, from a place of hateration. Karen is backing up Candiace and saying that, yeah, I thought it was a 9 for effort, I like the song. And Nicki's like, that's not what I asked, Grand Dame. So then Karen corrects her answer and she gives it a 5. I mean, honestly, I would give it a 1 too, because Housewives songs, not all of them pop. Like, you know, Money Can't Buy You Class, there's Tardy for the Party. Even Melissa's On Display, On Display, On Display. Like, I didn't get that from Candiace's song. And it's not just because I dislike her. I mean, I think I disliked Kim back in the day, and I still was like, oh, Tardy for the Party is a bop. Candiace then says, well, the song did 500,000 streams. And then Nicki's like, oh? And she shouldn't even brought numbers in the situation, because if it's one thing that's important to Nicki Minaj, it is music sales. And they're also trying to tell Nicki, oh yeah, I mean, she's on Billboard, isn't she? And Anita Baker shouted her out, she's legit. Now, Nicki, you really gonna ask her what she charted? Was it iTunes or actual R&B Billboard? Because, I mean, we know that Nicki Minaj singles these days, I mean, they're number one for a hot minute, you know, on the iTunes chart. And then they fall to hell. Candiace says number 24 on Billboard R&B and number 4 on iTunes R&B. Okay. Why Nicki keep pressing her? Oh my gosh. She's like, well, how long has it been out? So Candiace has been out for 2 months, and then Nicki just gives a sly like, she is being so messy. And again, Nicki is throwing stones in a glass house. Nicki, it took you 10 years to get a number one, and it's only as a feature. Only as a feature. So she needs to stop. God, I'm actually defending Candiace. So then Nicki's asking her how many copies did the album sell? And then Candiace says 500,000. And then even I have to say, wait, hold up. 500,000 streams does not equal like 500,000 albums. 500,000 streams for one single? That may be like a few thousand albums. So Nicki is still pressing her for this. This is petty. Very petty. Well, she is Mrs. Petty, but yeah. So now Candiace gets her phone out and is actually looking for the information. Candiace is taking a pretty long time trying to find these numbers. It's such awkward silence. And then Mia says, you don't know these numbers? Candiace is like, they just came in 2 days ago. So Candiace gets the numbers and she says it's 20,200. And Nicki's like, you sold 20,200 albums? I mean, I can see that. I mean, millions of people watch the show, and I'm sure some people actually like Candiace's music. So, I mean, I don't think that's outlandish. Now, if she said 200,000, I would have been like, okay, then the math ain't mathing. I mean, I wonder what Nicki's trying to get at. So that was weird. So then they move on to talk about Candiace's new music video. So I must have definitely tuned this out the first time I watched it because I did not know they like showed so much of Candiace's video. Does this one look low budget to y'all? I would say the budget looked like it increased a little bit. I guess it's just hard for me to take Candiace seriously musically. I can't see it. So Nicki then asked her, if I had my own record label, which I do, what would be your selling point from your manager to get signed? Which I think is a decent question coming from Nicki Minaj. And then Candiace says, first and foremost, her vocal ability. And then Nicki's like, your vocal ability. So Candiace says, you know, I've been singing all my life. So yeah, vocal ability will be first and foremost. Nicki says, yeah, but you use auto-tune on your single. And Candiace cops to it. She's like, I use auto-tune on quite a bit of my songs. So then Nicki asks for her to sing Drive Back a cappella. And Candiace is so hesitant. And I'm wondering why. Like, she breaks out into singing so much on the show, but now Nicki Minaj is asking you to sing a cappella and you don't want to? And you just said you sang all your life. She's still like, She's being difficult right now. She was so rah-rah the first 2 parts, and now she's just like, I don't know. Like, she's acting like the shy nun from Sister Act. So finally she starts to sing. She's like, can I get a snap? So all the women are snapping, kind of off beat. She did okay. I mean, it was like, you know, talent show at a high school, a cappella, but, you know, she ain't Mariah or Mary or Tony or Beyonce or Kelly or Michelle. But, you know, it was decent. I don't know why she made such a big fuss over it. So they give her props. I mean, it wasn't terrible. Even Mia gives Candiace her props and says she's gonna download it. So wait, this was a weird transition. Like, are they filming now? So now we broke the fourth wall again. Like, Mia said she got to go to the bathroom. I thought they were going to continue the questions. This whole episode is just edited so weirdly. I wonder what questions were taken out. So it's like they're taking a break now, and then some of the husbands come on stage. We see Chris talking to Candiace. Candiace seems pretty happy. She's like, hi, honey. Did you like it? Did you see? He's like, I saw the whole thing. We'll talk about it later. And he's clearly upset. He says the line of questioning and the way it was going, he didn't like it one bit. I don't understand, Chris, because Nicki had your back in the beginning. Like, why is she letting her mom disrespect you on national TV? I thought she really had your back. And Nicki did have some ratchet, inappropriate questions, but I don't think she, came at Candiace any harder than she did Robyn or Gizelle or Ashley. And we also know that Nicki was watching this reunion with the rest of us and she was tweeting. I'm sure she didn't know that happened. And she commented on it and said that Chris needs to go sit down somewhere. And then Chris tweeted her and said, the only thing I need to do is support my wife. Now, Chris, you don't want it. You don't want it with Nicki. It don't make no sense. Just let it go. It was for fun. It's a reality show. It's a messy reality show. Now, even and how I feel about Nicki Minaj, I don't think she did anything out of line to Candiace. Like, Candiace has been through worse, okay? And then Candiace says that she's not upset because she was doing it to everybody, and she was. So then Andy comes up to Candiace, and I'm guessing he's sensing that there's a problem, and he's saying that, I think you did really well. You were a good sport. And then we see Chris saying, I appreciate you saying that a lot because I'm angry. Just let it go, Chris. Let it go. You already have the audience on your side. Don't pull a Wendy. Please, we were all rooting for you, a white man. So chill out. So then even Gizelle is trying to calm Chris down. She's like, Nicki Minaj just said she liked your wife's song. Like, chill out. And then Robyn is like, he's still complaining? Chris might be drunk or something. Maybe that's it. So Nicki is done with her questioning. I mean, we only have like maybe 30 seconds to go. She says she appreciates the ladies. Thank you for their time. Yeah, this sequence was just so crunchy. I feel like they should have wrapped the season up properly. Maybe like a summation between all the ladies, but Andy just comes out. He looked like he'd been drinking that bottle of tequila, and then he just hands out shots, and I think that's where it ends. Yeah, so then they all have their shots, and Nicki gives a toast, and that's where the shit ends, I guess. I mean, they didn't even wrap up everything in a nice bow. It's just like, hey, shots, that's it, camera cut. Or unless my DVR just went off early, I don't know. What did I think about the reunion as a whole? I would give it a C, because it should have been 3 parts. 2 parts dedicated to, all the ladies, and then the last part for Nicki, and then Andy should have at least wrapped it up, but I feel like they didn't even do that. How did Nicki do? If I were graded, I would say she did like a B-. She wasn't terrible. It was interesting. She did have like half of her questions were really juvenile, and the whole Michael and Juan conversation kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But yeah, I'm gonna give it to her fair. She did an okay job. I wouldn't mind her doing it again. Maybe. I don't know. But as far as celebrities hosting these reunions, I don't know. Give it to someone that's gonna ask really good questions. I do think we need to replace Andy though. Yeah, I am so glad this reunion is over. Literally, y'all, it's been 4 weeks of this. 4 weeks, the season been ended. Oh my God, if Salt Lake City is that long, heads will roll. Heads will roll. Anywho, I do want to let y'all know that I will be reviewing Porsha's show. I heard it's only 6 episodes. That seems fine to me. It's called Porsha Family Matters. You should expect that review maybe late Tuesday or early Wednesday, because I got to get to Insecure next, of course, because, we got to talk about that episode. But yeah, y'all, I will see y'all for the next episode. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all later. Bye.